25 minutes before 11 o'clock. If you got a repair job, you need to do it your place, and you're looking through your tools, and you're trying to figure out how to do it. You went to YouTube. How do you fix this, and how do you do that? Well, we got a little help here right now. Joe Reichel is in the studio to answer your questions about how to fix this, that, or the other thing. Maybe do you use glue? Do you use nails? Do you use screws? How do you use a power tool? Or perhaps just find somebody who can do it professionally. Joe Reichel is in the business of doing it professionally. He is a damage control representative from his own company, Damage Control Services, and the show is called Damage Control, as is the theme song. So it's a theme going in here. So good morning, Joe. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm real good. Yeah, disaster restoration is what we do. Fires, floods, storm, tree damage, any sorts of insurance-related disasters typically. But we also have a construction company, so we do additions and remodeling and construction type work.
And the business that we are in, I get notices all the time from the fire departments about fires. There was 3 of them this past week, and 1 Friday and 2 Saturday morning. And in all 3 cases, they reported the percentage of the house that was damaged by the fire. In one case, I think the largest was 25% of the house. So, but I thought about you because I thought, well, 25% of the house being burned up means 100% of the house had smoke damage.
Exactly.
Probably.
More than likely.
If not water damage from the fire.
And that's the thing. A lot of times the fire department does create some damage, especially if nobody's home when the fire happens, because they, as they get there, they bust the door open, and typically the door will need replaced, and they will bust windows in order to get the smoke out of the house. And then you've got the fire, or the suppressant, whatever they use, if it's water or sometimes the foam stuff that they use. But that causes more damage as well.
Sure. So when you go to a house that has had a partial fire, I guess if it was a complete fire, then you're just rebuilding from the ground up.
Yes.
But
clean up the debris, get it all out of there, and then start over.
Do you ever do that?
We've had several projects like that, and a lot of times, if it's a block home, we can save the walls, the exterior walls, and then just go from there. We've done that before.
I think I may have told you that the lady that I got a loan from, so she's like a loan agent, but she said she had a fire in her bathroom like a year ago, and so her insurance covered the repair of the bathroom, and she kind of wished that the fire had destroyed the house, because now her bathroom is like 2015 bathroom and the house is like a 1970 house or something like that. So yeah.
And that's where a lot of times, they'll have different, you fix up everything that you can, and then, what is damaged just by smoke or whatever, fix up what you have to, and then clean whatever's damaged by the smoke or whatnot. So doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get everything cleaned up.
Right. Were you here in 2004 by chance when the hurricanes came through?
Yep.
Do you remember how many tarps were on the roofs at that time?
Lots of tarps.
Yeah, wow. Were you in the same business at that time?
We just had our construction company then, so we did a lot of the helping out with different, some of that damage, but not necessarily as much as we would have nowadays.
Wow. So now they're saying as we approach the next hurricane season, they're once again predicting that it's time. We're overdue. We should be getting another one. They're trying to scare us.
And they've been saying that.
I know.
But here's the thing about it: disasters can happen at any time.
That's true.
It doesn't necessarily have to be, a hurricane. I mean, last Friday, for example, evening we had a week ago, Friday, we had terrible weather. Bad storms, bad rain. A tree could fall on your house. Hope it doesn't happen, but if a tree, just from the weather, falls in your house, that's a disaster. You're going to have to, you should have plans, something together so that you can leave the home if you needed to. So, as far as with a hurricane, the to-go bags, things like that, so that you got everything in one area so that you can just grab it and go if you need to evacuate. That's what hurricane's for. But we could have, any of the other storms or, tropical storms that come up and cause all kinds of problems too.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of do-it-yourself projects in your own home? Like, are you constantly fixing things, or are you like the shoemaker whose shoes have a hole in them?
No holes in my shoes because I know I take them to the crafty cobbler. But we always have something going on. But I hate home projects. I really do.
Even though that's what you do for a living.
That's what we do. Yeah. I mean, I'll do them. I just don't like doing them. So, but all of us, I mean, our whole crew, we've all got projects we're working on. So that's the way it works.
Do you know what I have in my home? I have some tile that I don't think it should be there because I don't think the floor is completely flat.
Okay.
So the tile will crack, if you're stepping on it. And
right.
So it's a pain because you're constantly replacing a tile or two. I keep thinking maybe I should just get linoleum. Linoleum wouldn't crack.
Well, it could crack depending on how uneven it is. You could, have a crack there, but it would have more give to it. I mean, if your flooring is uneven,
linoleum
you have
can
to
crack.
have something. Yeah, it's a hard surface. I mean, it's not
as brittle.
Yeah, as brittle, but with age, it will get a crack in it. Especially, I mean, I'm not sure the surface you're talking about. But
just a slight variation. It's not completely flat. It's like the wood warped or something underneath it.
Okay, it'd probably be okay. It really depends. I mean, how steep or how sharp of a crack it is, or.
Oh, okay.
But it could. I mean, just with walking on it, that linoleum would vinyl could cause a crack in it. But if you got some of the upgraded vinyls, they have a little cushion to them as well, and it could be a little better.
So how do you cut tile? How do you cut tile without it cracking? Like if I was going to replace the tile, like around the toilet bowl, where it goes round.
How do you cut that? You would use a diamond blade on a grinder, a 4-inch grinder, and you can cut it with that.
See, now it sounds like I need a professional. Or
you could use a water saw, wet saw is what they call it, and that uses a diamond blade as well.
See, again, out of my league.
It's not that difficult.
For you.
Right. But if you've got the tools, it's not really difficult to do it. I mean, we've got a really extensive tile job going on right now up in Gainesville, one of our projects, where, a complete house with new tile, new kitchen, countertops, bathroom remodel. So...
Like even these things in the ceiling here, when we put these ceiling, are they called tiles?
Yes, these are ceiling tiles, acoustical ceiling tiles.
But did you guys put them in?
No.
But it was amazing. I mean, the square where it fits the whole square was easy.
Right.
But those little tiny triangles, it was like, gosh, how do you measure that and know in advance how to make that?
Well, it is a skill. I mean, it's a trained skill that you've got to do. But I mean, it's not terribly difficult. Anybody can be trained to do it.
You just don't realize. I mean, even the shape of this room with the carpeting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is an odd shaped room.
It's you take it for granted when people just do it, like they snap their fingers and it's done. You don't realize that it wouldn't be.
Well, and that's where when you hire somebody to come in and take care of a project, they're doing it because that's their job.
Yeah.
They've been trained or have spent time getting that skill, and hopefully they come in and they do a job well done, and that's what you're paying them for.
Yeah.
So,
have you ever had to repair a building that had a steel beam?
We work in buildings with steel a lot.
All the time? And do you have to actually cut the steel sometimes?
We have had to,
really?
depending on...
How do you do that with a...
Well, that would also be with either a cutting torch or a grinder with a different type blade.
See, I see you in this...
metal blade.
I see you in this environment.
Okay.
With headphones on. I mean, you look like one of us.
One of us.
And I know most of us in radio don't have a clue to do what you do. Most of us don't. There might be a few.
I stayed in a Holiday Inn once. Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah? What does that mean?
Isn't that a joke?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
There was something.
That's a joke.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. I'll ask you.
Sorry, listeners. What is our call-in number?
622-9622. We'll be right back.
Today, high 67 to 73. Partly cloudy tonight, low 51 to 59. Sunshine for tomorrow, then increasing cloudiness throughout the day, high 72 to 76. For tomorrow, light cloudy showers, could be a thunderstorm, low 59 to 65. Morning showers and a thunderstorm on Thursday. Otherwise cloudy, high 67 to 74. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Steve Williams.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, loss-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today. Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
All right, 12 minutes before 11 o'clock, the phone number has been requested. It is 622-9622. Joe Reichel is here right now to answer your questions. If you're out of the area code is 352. So 352-622-9622. And 352 on the phone, by the way, is FLA.
Really?
Yeah, so our area code is the old abbreviation for Florida.
I didn't know that.
And that's also exit 352.
Well, I knew that was the old abbreviation. I didn't know that was...
Right. And 352 is the exit on Highway 40. Did you know that?
Yes, it is.
Off the interstate.
Yes, it is.
And here's your phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe. Wow. You there? Well, we got a little feedback.
I liked it.
That was about it.
Could hear you twice.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to do that. So when you're working with steel, that's what I want to ask you. Can you then put it back together?
You can always weld metal.
Okay. It's not. It doesn't weaken it at all. That weld, or is that weld actually as strong?
No,
as...
that weld is just as strong.
Just as strong.
As long as it's done right. But yes. And that's why, any of your steel buildings that they put together, you've got, a lot of times they'll bolt them together, or else they actually do the welding and whatnot to hold everything together.
Yeah, it's all planned out in advance. And the reason I'm asking is I was watching what appears to be an extension to Chambrel. Do you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Where they built over there? Was that aluminum that they were using?
I don't know.
You don't know. But that's what we have here, right? Aluminum beams?
Steel studs.
Oh, these are steel?
Steel studs, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Inside the wall?
Yeah.
That's what they call a steel stud,
okay,
yeah.
So then that's what I was looking at.
It's not aluminum, no.
Wow, okay.
Yep.
See, I know nothing. Everything's over my head. Even the Holiday Inn joke was over my head. But it was explained to me.
Holiday Inn Express.
And did you watch the Super Bowl?
No. Parts of it.
Because you don't care?
Well, not
like
really, but I did
don't
listen
either.
to parts of it on the radio, so...
Oh, really?
I listened to...
It was on the radio, huh?
Well, I listened to the station, and they had the...
we had it?
The Fox News, they was doing the highlights of it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was listening to that.
So have you seen any of the commercials from the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite?
Not really.
No.
You?
I can't remember what I saw.
Okay.
I saw the one with the dog and the horse.
Right.
That was kind of cute, yeah.
There was some good ones, but I mean that's good every year. Somebody said today they said that it was a lot of dark commercials.
Well, the one about the child dying was very, very dark, for sure. And the one thing it showed that could cause death was a TV that had fallen over. Did you see that piece?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it made me think, anyway, that we should make sure our TVs aren't in a place where they can fall over or anything.
Well, I mean, any part of your home needs to be, you need to make sure it's safe and, secure. And it's like, even as much as keeping things away. I'm thinking about the 3-year-old that shot both of his parents that was in the news a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
horrible.
I just saw the caption. I didn't read it, but that child had to be able to get access to that gun somehow.
Yeah.
So
absolutely true.
I mean, I'm not a proponent of keeping a loaded weapon in the home.
So that brings a question in your direction about installing safes.
Safes.
I mean, safes that are literally embedded in the concrete. Have you ever done that or needed to?
We had a safe room that we had built in a house for a client several years ago. It was a concrete room that was going to be used as that purpose.
A safe room, someplace to go in case of a storm?
And he was also going to keep everything in there, too. So it had a special door that went on it and whatnot, so...
Oh, okay. Have you ever built like a ramp for somebody who was handicapped?
Handicap ramps, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All the time.
So I didn't realize that. I've seen them, like some houses that become businesses. Like I know this massage parlor down in Bellevue, and they have a ramp.
All businesses, not all businesses, typically a business will need a handicap accessible ramp so that the clients can get in and out of it. So... Hello, Tom. Would you like to join in on our show? You have a comment?
You can put it on. Sure, go ahead.
I have a question, actually.
Oh, this is going to be good.
No. I have a crack now inside my house. It's going from the peak of the ceiling down probably about 3.5 feet. And
is this a cathedral ceiling?
It is.
Okay. So this is in the wall?
And it's starting to leak now. Like when it rains heavy, water will drip out of it.
This is in the wall or this is in the ceiling?
In the ceiling.
Okay.
And it looks like it's coming from the crack originated at the ridge and comes down about 3 feet. And it's starting to drip water when it rains heavily. And I had some leaf buildup and everything. Well, I got a guy up there to get all that out. Is it possible that the leaves and all did something to the ridge cap and that's how water's getting in, or?
Not likely that the ridge cap is going to be damaged by leaves.
Well, it was leaves and sticks. It was small branches and stuff.
You could have had a branch fall and maybe puncture a shingle, and that's causing the water to come in at the top. Typically, you won't have damage at the top at the peak of your roof because of leaf buildup. You'll have that more down in the valleys or places like that. But and that's great point. If you have a lot of debris on your roof, you need to get that cleaned off. Get somebody out there if you can't
lazy.
do it, and you can hire someone.
I don't like home projects. I heard somebody else say that earlier. They didn't like home projects.
Home projects aren't always that much fun, but maintenance is something that is important on your home.
The water stain where the stain shows up is up near the peak of the ceiling, though. So I'm thinking that it's running down from there, running down a ceiling joist or something.
Yeah,
there.
probably getting in somewhere and then just traveling down a truss and then coming in, causing a spot. We could come out and take a look, get up on the roof and check the shingles for you, but...
Yeah, because I'm not getting up at 300 pounds. You can get up on my roof. I'm just not good.
So bring one of our little guys, huh?
But that's probably a puncture then, so than buildup.
Yeah, probably have a puncture, a shingle that's damaged. Maybe the wind, something caught it and, nails exposed or something. Is it a lot of water coming in? Or
like 2 Fridays ago, you mentioned how much it rained.
It poured.
I had I put a bowl down there because it really was dripping pretty good. And it probably got a 1/10 of an inch of water in the bowl for the whole day while it was. It's enough
that
where
whole night, yeah.
it's more of the yellow stain that's moving out as the sheetrock's getting wet.
So pretty much what's going to have to happen inside, the crack will need to be repaired. Then the area will need to be treated with a kills of some sort to fix that, to treat that stain, and then paint the entire ceiling. That would be the fix on the inside. Outside would be a matter of finding what's causing the leak. Is it, a shingles damaged? Is there a hole? Patching that, fixing that, whatever needs done, and then you should be okay.
It's amazing, Larry,
and cleaning the roof.
It's amazing how one little, like just a chip shingle or a nail exposed, and on the inside, it's a small thing on the outside.
I know.
And on the inside, we're talking about having to replace sheetrock and do kills.
Shouldn't
and everything.
shouldn't need to have to replace it too bad if it's not getting extremely wet, but
It's
just a matter of patching it.
But like,
Right.
I had the popcorn ceiling,
Yep.
and that's starting to flake off because it's getting
Yeah,
wet.
that will happen. And that's where, it could be something as simple, Tom, as just a nail has started to back up through the shingle, and the water's getting in that way.
Wow. Yeah, I remember it was something similar with my mom and dad's house in Beverly Hills. There was a leak. And so one of my brothers went up, put some tar where he thought it should go. It was still leaking next time it rained. And long story short, it was way on the other end of the house. It was just somehow trickling down.
Well, we've got a situation on a home right now that we're looking at, and they've got a roof leak, and we don't know where it's coming from. Haven't been able to find it, and it's going to have to be a matter of getting up there Friday night and all that rain. It would have been a great night to do it. Get up in the roof and actually watch it, see where it's coming from. So that's kind of what you'd have to do on this.
You mean in the attic?
Yeah, get up into the attic. If you can't find it, we've had projects where you have to go up there.
There is no attic.
Right. Well, there's a little one, but we've had situations where we've had someone up on the roof with a water hose in order to wet the roof down to find where it's coming from. So I mean, it could be coming in around a vent pipe of some sort.
Something that needs to be addressed soon, though.
I would say sooner rather than later, because if it continues to get wet, more of that popcorn's going to be damaged, and then you are talking about the sheetrock having a more of an issue.
Phone call to the landlord coming soon.
There you go.
Oh, that's always a good thing. That's one good thing about renting,
give
right?
me one of my magnets, and you can give it to him.
There you go.
That is the one good thing about renting.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you for the question, Tom. Great question.
And if you have a question, the number right now is 622-9622, and the answer is not as easy as the question sometimes.
Well, and it's hard to say a lot of times. I mean, we've got a situation. I was thinking about one of the instances he was talking about. A homeowner has a enclosed screen room. They've put windows in it and made it an all-season room more than just a screen room. But the roof is leaking between the house and that screen room. And so it's a matter of getting up there, figuring out where it's, what's causing it, and then fixing it. So.
And I guess if you find like a separation between two parts, I mean, you can't just seal it with normal sealants, right? You have to have special sealants, right?
Well, there's a situation like that. It really depends what it is, but there's all kinds of different roofing type caulks that can be used. If you're talking about the metal pan roofs, you can use, there's a very sticky tape that you put down to seal the pans.
Oh, really?
And
then you cover it with tar or something?
No, that would just be that would be the finish.
Oh, that's all you do? Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
And there's also they call like a cool seal type application that you put on a metal roof to seal that. So, I mean, there's wide variety of different things, depending on what product you're using and what you're doing. So
we are out of time, Joe. What is your number?
My number, 352-817-6574, or you can email me, joe@damageflorida. And the best thing for you to do is to call me and get on our email list so that you can get our weekly tips and be prepared in case a disaster happens.
Call us if you need Joe's number repeated. We can do that for you over the phone. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox